Oh, hi. Weekend. Now, I was supposed to have a video last week, but unfortunately, sorry guys, I was pretty busy. I'm sorry. But then again, well, mm, this weekend's here. Now, I was supposed to do a twofer, but unfortunately, or fortunately, I'm not sure, pretty ironic because uh, there's so many stuff to get into that I didn't know. I didn't. I can't put. I can't put. I can't put it into words because first off, there's I finally finished the mini album of 50/50, and it's amazing. And then I'm still pretty giddy with Le Seraphim's comeback, and there's also this added news about New Jeans, and it's getting pretty overwhelming at the moment. So I'm not sure which to tackle first. But then again, we do have our Kamen Rider figures, and this weekend, we're gonna be talking about Kamen Rider Ghost. Yes, Kamen Rider Ghost. Now I guess he is the last four. He is the 16th. No, he's the 17th. Yeah, he's the 17th Kamen Rider for Heisei Phase 2. He is also the 2016th rider. 17, 18. Yes, he's the 2016 rider. And his gimmick is actually more of, well, aside from the ghost, it's actually it's like small round billiard balls figures. Now, the packaging is the same as Kamen Rider Drives, wherein it is the boxier one. It's black boxier, and it's not as wide. It's thicker, but I would say it's nice. It's easy. It's better to stack them with, and figures, and then there's some product pictures in the back. Now, the thing that I like about this is that, well, the gimmick's pretty simple in a sense that there's a ghost. By the way, the figure that I have is a special edition one that includes the ghost. Now, this is similar to like Kamen Rider Triple O or Triple Zero, wherein he had a hand who's more like his not really like a sidekick, but more like a familiar. What this is instead is, actually, let me show you is like a small. It's actually a pretty cute ghost. It's like more or less like a sidekick. So this is what he looks like, right? It's cool because it does have a stand. It's actually a pretty big stand. It's actually, the figure itself is actually pretty big. The figure itself is actually pretty big. It's not a small figure by any chance. It's not a mini figure, and it includes a stand, and the stand's of good quality. So it doesn't have any articulation, but then again, the detail is very nice, and also has the eye thing there. So let's stand him here for that. You can have a little ghost talk to us. And actually, this is also pretty special for me because this is the first rider and bike set I bought. I bought them separately, but it's the first that I got them together. So, what the thing that I love about the look is that it has a jacket, and he looks a little bit bulkier than the usual Kamen Rider. And the suit is simpler. Yes, it is simpler. Unlike Drives, which has a lot of the car gimmicky thing, but it looks simple, and it's because when I started collecting Kamen Rider, I always found them. Kamen Rider has always been campy, but the suit, just like Wizard, is a lot more I would say modest, or a lot more simpler. But it's in the simplicity that for me makes it really cool. Now, I also have the bike, by the way, which is the Machine Ghostriker, which honestly would be one of the goofier toys I've ever seen. But goofier bikes, I mean. But I love the figures. One of the figures I really like. Like I said, Kamen Rider Mac is one of my favorite figures. But this is one of my favorite main figures because of the simplicity of the figure. So, let's open it up. I actually missed this, to be honest. I wasn't missing last week. And pretty enjoyable. Now, this is what it is in outside the box. Now, I would say this is, in terms of the hands, it only has 3 pairs with the plus the one that he's wearing right now. But then again, you don't really need much for Kamen Rider Ghost because the poses aren't really that dynamic. But what adds value to it is, number one is the weapon. The weapon's pretty big. Second, it has the added hood on top of the figure. So let's open it up. Now, first thing is that you will be noticing that Kamen Rider Ghost is a lot bulkier in terms of the bodysuit. Well, it's because of the jacket. By the way, the Ghost becomes a jacket. It envelopes him. Now, another thing also is that the head is actually more open because when he does the henshin, it starts out all black. Then there's the horn. Now, on the top of its head is a small space that you can remove. You can remove a small peg here. You can remove a small part of his head so that when you put on the hood, which you can replace, you can actually replace this hood to make it you can wear it. Okay, but you have to remove the peg here. You have to remove part of the head so that the hood is covering the head. There's a small space that you have to remove. So be careful, guys, because you might lose it. And then that's where you can stick the head in. And that's the figure. Now, the figure in itself, articulation's always good, but the thing is, since it has a coat, there is a little bit of a problem with regards to the waist and ab crunch part of the articulation because of the coat. Also, since he's wearing like a short sleeve jacket, it does hinder a bit of movement. Now, the cool thing here is that the middle part is there's extra line of plastic to make it glossy. Now, this is the driver. The driver actually opens, and you can actually replace the head, the little bally things there. Now, the gimmick here is basically these small heads that you can put on, and there you go. Now you can there's actually extra parts of this, since what I got is a special edition version wherein I have around 1, 2, 3. I have different heads that you can put inside his belt. So I would say this is, since I get extra stuff, it does give a lot of value. Then comes the gun. Now, the gun sword, I would say, it's like a gun sword. Unlike other Kamen Rider figures, and unlike other Kamen Rider weapons, now let's move the Ghosty away, and with him. Unlike Kamen Rider weapons, this has some transformation. Most of the figures, especially with the newer ones, it only just has one version. But this one isn't. This is the big sword. You can say it's like a wide, long sword. It actually opens up. It can actually become a gun. It can actually become a gun. You can just transform it, and it becomes like a shotgun, It does look like a shotgun. So you have that. It splits because it splits, and it's been a while since I've worn this. But then again, so you put it something like this. There, put it apart. It becomes looks like like a sawed-off, like a shotgun. So it's really cool. And figure-wise, if you're a Kamen Rider fan or you like the Kamen Rider look, but it's not into the not into the campy look, I would say this is a perfect figure. This is actually one of my first Kamen Rider figures because I didn't get into the camp yet. So I was still looking into the more normal figure. So it's this and Wizard that really got me into the normal look. Actually, if anything, he looks more like those Mexican luchador wrestlers, with their full body suits. Now, another thing also is that so it can convert from a gun, like a big gun, like a shot, looks like a shotgun, and then put it together, fold it up, becomes a sword. Cool. Now we're gonna look into this bike, the Machine Ghostriker. Now I honestly find it weird because from the looks of it, but I guess maybe they're looking at the horny thing. So this is what it looks like, figure shots. Now you might notice the box was in bad shape. I know. I actually bought it. When I bought this, the box was already not in that good shape, and it just got worse in my home. This is what it looks like. It's actually a pretty big bike. Honestly, this is one of the goofier bikes in my collection. But it's pretty big. It's actually a very, very big bike compared. Well, I would say the next one is the Mac Chaser. The Mac Chaser is bigger, or I guess wider. But then again, now accessories, it doesn't actually have much accessories aside from the bike and the stand. It doesn't offer extra hands, unlike the Machine Mazigler of Kamen Rider 4s. It doesn't even have extra weapons. It's just basically the bike, but the bike is big. It's big. Now you can see the Ghostriker with the unicorn. The unicorn theme. It doesn't have a dial. It doesn't have the dials. So I guess it looks more like a dirt bike, but nevertheless, details really nice. It does have the shockies, and it also has the stand so that you can pose it like he's riding, and then there's the kickstand as well here. So overall, if you'd like a figure if you'd like a bike, or if you'd like a Kamen Rider character, well, the story is it's fine. It's pretty meh. Personally, it's pretty meh. But in terms of the looks, especially if you're a figure collector, because I honestly started Kamen Rider, getting at the looks rather than the story really before going into full-fledged Kamen Rider 4s, is that well, if you want a Kamen Rider look which is not too Kamen Rider-y, okay, as ironic as it is, I would say this is actually a great figure to kickstart. It became one of my first figures, honestly, and it's a figure that I love because you can actually very, very versatile if you'd like to use it on dioramas. He looks like a punk. He looks more like a biker punk, and for my next week, we're going to be talking about his secondary rider, which is Kamen Rider Spectre, and they're wearing the same thing. So it's basically, if you're very imaginative, they can actually just look like a tag team, like a wrestling tag team. So I would say this is a really good figure. Aside from that, it's pretty big. It's bigger. It's heftier than normal figures. So if you want to use him for something other than Kamen Rider stuff, perfect figure. And also me getting a special edition. I'm always for value. If you'd like for about poses, I would say that it's in terms of limit posing. Of course it depends on your imagination, but for the hand poses, very limited. You only have 3 pairs, and one of them's already the fist. So it's limited, and it's limited yet very good value at the same time because you're getting good quality figure, and the bike itself, it's pretty nice. Actually, if he rides it, it still looks goofy. Honestly, it really does look goofy, but SH Figuarts, great value, great detailing. So you really can't fail with that. So there. So actually, that's basically it. That's sorry for missing last week. Also for my K-pop, my K people listening to K-pop and P-pop. There's so much stuff. Promise, guys. I think I've finally gotten the hang of actually me liking Dreamcore because, of course, I'm an Islet stan. I've said it many times, but I'm really enjoying 50/50, the new 50/50, I guess. It's very dreamy, it's very comforting. They're very pretty. But I haven't finished really getting into the songs yet. So I guess they might be for next week. But then again, there's still Promise 9. Oh, there's so many stuff. There's so many stuff. But I can't really put my thoughts in it. It might take me forever. But then again, thank you for sharing. Thank you for letting me share Kamen Rider Ghost. Next week, we're gonna be talking about his sidekick or his partner. Is I would always say tag team partner, Kamen Rider Spectre. Up next, and thank you for sharing. Thank you for letting me share.